Caelynn is in the van.
See, what the nice thing about driving in a van is like you're driving in your bedroom.
A brand new person is on the beach.
I don't recognize her at all. What's her name? Viviana?
And Blake is broken.
Oh my God.
This is your Bachelor in Paradise recap. Grab your glasses. It's time for Roses and Rosé. Hi, you guys. I'm Lauren Zima. And I'm here with some rosé and a champagne glass to toast myself, 'cause I got a promotion at work. Yes, I'm drinking my rosé out of this champagne glass because I want to celebrate myself, and I don't feel bad doing this. You are your own biggest cheerleader. You have to make the life you want. And I did, you guys. Yes, I got a new position at Entertainment Tonight. I am now a correspondent on the broadcast, and I'm happy for myself, and I'm proud of myself, and I worked really hard to get here. And I'm also bringing this up not just to toot my own horn, toot toot, but also to seriously assure and tell you guys that Roses and Rosé is not going anywhere. We are still filming this. It is my favorite thing. So, don't worry. I mean, I figured out a way to get paid and drink at work, so I'm not throwing that away. Make your own life.
I came here to ask you if that you would leave Paradise with me today.
Back to the show. So speaking of back, Dean is back. We knew he was. We were left on a cliffhanger last week, and now we're going to see what will happen with Dean and Caelynn. What will Caelynn do?
There's an easy choice here and a difficult choice.
Seriously, as Caelynn has put it several times, she's making an easy choice or a hard one. The perfect guy or the problem guy? Connor or Dean? Even Dean seems shocked that Caelynn is entertaining the idea of leaving with him in his van. He's like, I can't believe you're talking to me.
Yeah, I'm convinced he was just gonna be like, no, you idiot.
He's like, didn't know this would happen when I came back.
I want you to stay.
Drink every time Connor says the right thing. Connor is telling Caelynn everything she ever wanted to hear Dean say. That he's here for her.
I don't want it to be over.
That he sees a future with her.
Future outside of this with you.
Outside of Paradise. He also reminds Caelynn that Dean dumped her on her birthday.
And it was on your birthday, too. Actions really speak louder than words.
And remember, it was only an episode or two ago that Caelynn herself said she and Dean would not work outside of Paradise. She's like, that chapter was closed. And Connor's saying, well, why would you reopen it? And she's saying, because Dean came back and he opened it. No! Close the book, throw it in a trash can, light the trash can on fire. Use that fire to keep yourself warm in your new life. But, I think we all sensed which way this was gonna go. And that's the direction of 4 wheels and a sliding door.
I'm not worried about what's happening right now.
I mean, Connor's not worried, and I think he should be. I do. Caelynn and Dean did seem to have quite a strong connection, and I think Caelynn sees Dean's gesture as big and romantic and as a leap of faith. And she's gonna take that leap too. Hey, you're young, why not? Do it, babes, go for it. You've got no responsibilities, live in the van. Though I will say this, Dean is kind of doing that thing where the bad boy says he's ready to be good for you.
I did it for you. I'm a changed man.
And I want to take a moment to talk about how freaking dangerous that is. No, I don't want you to change for me. I want you to evolve for yourself. And then I want you to come to me as a whole and complete person that I can join up with, not try to help fix. Okay? I'm busy. I don't have time to figure you out. That's for you to do. Just saying. But Dean is saying some things that Caelynn is liking, and he's saying them all with a smile. Drink every time Dean says something with a smile.
I'm glad that you decided to come talk to me. I did it for you. I'm a changed man. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy coming out of this. But we're definitely gonna have things to work on, myself mostly. What's going on in that big old noggin of yours? I'll continue to challenge you. Don't get me wrong. Yes, ma'am. If that's what it takes.
And, you know, believe it or not, Blake is the voice of the people. He calls this out. He's like, Dean's just so charming.
I mean, I think Dean is incredibly charming.
You know, once again, Blake's like the girlfriend. Dean's just so charming, right? He's charming and disarming, and it's alarming.
It's just whether or not he can actually follow through with some of the things he says. That's the difference.
Do you guys think Dean is sincere in what he's saying? Or is he just smiling through what he's saying? Or does he believe he's sincere in the moment, but ultimately will be unable to follow through? Let me know in the comments below.
You'll leave with me. You're kidding me right now.
Caelynn decides to become K-Van, make it official. She's gonna live in the van with Dean, a bedroom on wheels where you can make ramen. Is there a wine fridge in the van? That would be my first question.
Feels wrong.
And this struck me. Dean says that Caelynn leaving with him is the best decision she's ever made.
That's the best decision you ever made.
Dean, I actually think you're a fairly self-aware person. You seem to know that you don't have it all figured out when it comes to relationships. Do you really think that going with you in the van is the best decision Caelynn's ever made? You yourself said you weren't sure she would or should do it. What do you guys think? Was going with Dean in the van the best decision Caelynn's ever made?
Can I talk to Connor?
So Caelynn has to go tell Connor, and she like puts her hand on his leg, and she's like, I gotta go.
I think I need to go. I'm really sorry.
You're done?
And if I were Connor, I would have said, I know, you were just making out with Dean. But Connor takes it in stride and cheers to Connor. And drink every time he said he was blindsided.
As much as she was blindsided, this is even more blindsiding to me.
Or his mind was blown.
To me, that's just mind-blowing. It is just mind-blowing to me.
Oh, Connor. Even here, Caelynn is the voice of the people. She says what we're all thinking, and I quote, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
But she's going. I already need more wine, and we're only on the first storyline. Story wine. Story time for wine. Okay. Best decision I've ever made.
I love y'all.
God.
Who would have ever thought I'd be crying over Caelynn? Whoever thought I'd cry over Caelynn?
So Caelynn and Dean leave, and we have two people leaving in a car. That never happens.
You talk to her about how you're really feeling.
Oh no, I'm literally just like totally out of it right now.
But finally on to a different two people, Katie and Chris. Things are not going well for Katie and Chris. Did you guys struggle to understand what Katie and Chris's issues were? I did. Chris doesn't seem totally into her.
There are some things I feel like I'm still missing.
As I am.
What?
As I am.
They both think something's missing,
I think we need a date.
yet they both want to work through it. They go on a date to try to work through it, but I didn't totally understand the resolution that they came to.
Are you holding out for the next person that walks down the stairs?
No. I'm way past that.
Just me. I like them both. They both seem great. And Katie's gorgeous, by the way. I mean, when she was getting ready for her date in that golden hour lighting, I was struck, I was shook, I was shaken, I fell to the floor. She's unbelievably beautiful, but not unbelievably clear on what's to happen with Chris. Drink for the confusion.
Matt, this poor guy, he's in a love triangle between Sydney and Bree.
But there is a bit of clarity on who the new Playboy of Paradise is. It's not Blake. It's not Dean. It's Matt Donald, everybody. Yeah, who knew? This guy, he's gone from being unwilling to go in for a first kiss to being the mister that Sydney wants to massage, that Bree wants to hot tub with. Okay. Blake calls him the Playboy of Paradise.
That's so weird that he's the new Playboy of Paradise.
I honestly think Blake gave him that title because he was just real happy to get the vibe off himself, you know? He's like, that guy with two girls, that guy. Matt, not Blake. Blake good, Matt bad. He's still pretty innocent though. It's like he's got this gorgeous blonde in a hot tub with him and he's blowing bubbles.
Did you ever blow bubbles as a kid?
Bubbles?
Oh, Matt. And you know, at this point, some of the Paradise math isn't making sense to me. I mean, I just want to like put people together so that they can be with someone and try to work it out. Connor's so lonely. Why doesn't Connor just go with Bree and Matt with Sydney? But no, this show is the gift that keeps on giving. And you know what it's giving us again this season? A totally new human.
Hi, everyone.
Who is this woman? I mean, we thought Christian was unfamiliar. We thought Tayshia was a fresh face. I wrote down, who the f is Revian? I mean, I have never seen this woman before. Not on a night one, not in a cast photo. She could have never been on any of the shows before, and they could have dropped her in Paradise. And I would have just said, I mean, I believe it. I've got to believe you guys because that's what you're telling me. But tell me this, you guys, have you ever seen her before? And drink every time somebody calls Revian by the Revy wrong name.
Nice to meet you. Reviana comes unexpectedly. We weren't expecting.
Revian. What's her name? Reviana?
She just said to call her Rev.
Revian? Reviana.
Unfortunately, I think Raven is in a tough...
Revi. Revian.
By the way, I feel we're missing out on some familiar faces. Remember Heather from Colton's season? The one who'd never been kissed? Why is she not in Paradise? She got her first kiss on Bachelor. She could have taken it to the next step on Paradise. That's the storyline I was invested in. Who is Revian?
I think it's like kind of nice he doesn't know how handsome he is. That's a huge piece. Pretty easy to talk to.
But she seems nice, and she goes on a date with... Oh my God. My notes auto-corrected, and her name is not right at any point on this paper. It says Regina goes on a date with Connor. Oh, poor Revy and Gina. Revian and Connor go on a date, and I said drink for every piece of headgear they're wearing.
I'm so bad at this.
Okay.
Who puts a balloon animal on a helmet? But you know, just like Caelynn had to do when Dean dumped her, Connor's gotta move on for being dumped by Caelynn.
Gotta move on.
Yeah.
And so Connor's gonna move on by making out with, it says Retina. Oh, it's good. They're kissing, but it feels too late in the game for this to become a real thing, doesn't it? Let me know in the comments below. But over to something that is quite significant, Demi and Christian.
How have y'all been? How's your relationship been?
It's been definitely interesting.
We know these two are in love, but they still have some things to work on in their relationship. Drink every time they mention love languages.
Demi and I, we have different ways of showing like how we feel. I'm very affectionate. I'm more physical. She doesn't like too much lovey, like affection, physical, but
I'm not touchy-feely with anyone. I've never been with someone who is very physical touchy.
Demi and Christian have different love languages. Christian likes physical touch. Demi does not.
It has everything to do with me being comfortable with being gay around people.
And Demi also opens up very beautifully about just trying to work through the fact that she's kind of a newly out person, and she is still getting comfortable with people's perception of her dating a woman and how that will be seen in the world. Demi, thank you for sharing your story. We love and support you. That's all I have to say about that. Her and Christian go on a date. They have a cleanse, literally. They have some good talks, adultily.
I know that you are a touchy person.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
And it's wonderful. Cheers.
Got a little something planned for Tayshia.
And from adulting to high school.
Tayshia, will you go to the Paradise Prom with me?
Yes, of course. John Paul Jones is trying to show Tayshia he cares, so he takes her to a Paradise Prom.
Yeah, I'm like totally serious.
This was cute. I know I had turned a bit on JPJ, but he does still have some endearing qualities. I think the pressure of Paradise got to him, and he did apologize for some of his actions on Instagram, though Derek Peth noted that he should have apologized personally to the people that he hurt. What do you think? Who do you agree with at this point, Derek or JPJ? We still have the tell-all to get to.
JPJ. He's taking her to prom for the first time.
I guess Tayshia never went to prom, which is wild, but it's cute and they dance, though you know we can't get through a JPJ date without a bodily function, so he lets out a big old burp.
No, just don't look that way. You're good. You're good. All right, it's gone. It blew.
And we're all dancing, except Sydney and Matt, of course.
I would love to see Wells dance.
Anybody want to go to prom?
Maybe he doesn't dance. Maybe he's got to leave room for Jesus when he dances. Maybe he thinks his mom would not approve of him slow dancing with a girl. I don't know. Matt sure does talk about his mom a lot, huh? I mean, all my love to the moms, but I wouldn't call that sexy to bring up your mom a lot to someone you're starting to date.
Blake could teach us how to do this.
And Tayshia does seem to be growing in her affection for JPJ. She just finds him really funny, you know? I mean, he makes her laugh. Drink for every time he makes her crack up.
Oh, it's the punch. Whoa. I therefore crown you the queen of the Paradise Prom. Let's go.
I have to burp because I think that pretty quickly.
And from a success to a mess, Blake also decides to create a date for Kristina.
No, it's a real date card. It's a real date card. Yeah, it is.
And it couldn't be more of a failure.
What?
First of all, John Paul Jones went all out with a prom. I think Blake put together some pillows and a snack plate, which, I mean, I'm not going to complain about, but at the same time, go big or go home. And he went home, ultimately, you know, so that phrase rings true.
Do you want like a pillow?
I wrote down he makes some effort to put together a date for Kristina, who is, you know, as Blake has realized, the one. Is that what you do for the one? A snack plate? He says he sees Kristina as the mother of his children.
About Kristina as being like the mother of my children.
As his wife.
And as being my wife.
That it is undeniable. Until Kristina denies it.
I don't think I'll be able to get where I need to get.
And on the date, she is straight up with him and says, look, I just can't get there. I cannot bear your children. And 76,004 friendship roses later, Kristina leaves paradise. What did you guys think? Should Kristina have left? Yes, she should have left. The answer is yes. We all agree. Okay. And so Blake is sad Blake again. He's gone from sad to freaking out to delusional. I think he's now broken. Broken Blake.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta go home. Hey, dude.
And at last, Blake chooses to leave paradise too. Do you think he should have gone? Let me know in the comments below. Yes, he should have gone.
I learned a lot, but like, at what cost?
Blake Horstman says he went to paradise and he learned a lot.
At what cost?
But at what cost? Not much. I mean, I don't think you paid for the snack plate. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode in the comments below. We only have a few hours left on the beach. How are you feeling about this season overall? And which couples do you think will get engaged in the end? We are nearing the fantasy suites of paradise. Who will put a ring on it? And also, who should put a ring on it? Any couples you think will get engaged but are not ready to? Let me know in the comments below. As always, love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you unendingly for your support. I love hearing from you on Twitter, on Instagram, and I'm really excited for my next chapter of evolution and growth. But again, I'm not going anywhere. Love you so much. Bye! Lauren Z, proud to be at ET.